Hi, I'm Jordan Fruchter. I'm a third-year student at Albany Law School, and I'm here to talk about three things today: a pervasive problem, affirmative ask, and a simple solution. In order for me to be able to talk about my product, I need to start off by talking about a pervasive problem a local tenants' right association was facing. The organization was getting flooded with phone calls with tenants facing uninhabitable living conditions, situations where they had no heat, no hot water, bed bugs, in a situation where the landlord refuses to fix the issue. The tenant just can't get anywhere with the housing authority. So the tenants were asking the question of, well, what are my legal options here? What legal remedy do I have for this issue? And now a first-year law student's going to tell you, well, the answer is simple. You can pull it right out of your casebook, which is you have the ability to withhold rent until the landlord fixes the issue. Yes, well, that sounds great on paper, but there's just many practical pitfalls to that solution. Right off the bat, if you start withholding rent, you're going to be facing an eviction proceeding. And for some tenants, the fact that they might end up on the street, that threat of eviction, is just too great for them to withhold rent. And they're just not willing to risk it. Even if they're right, even if they're 100% right, they're not willing to risk it. And so the organization, the tenants' right organization, came to me with an ask, is that can we develop an affirmative solution for breach of the warranty of habitability, and one that is as pro se friendly as possible, because the reality is that these individuals likely will not be able to afford representation. And then a solution that just doesn't look great on paper, that's like shiny and pretty on paper, but one where these can provide meaningful access to the legal system, because these tenants have a story to tell, and it's important that they're able to tell that story within the court system. So I'm a simple guy, and I like simple solutions. And so my simple idea that I came up with after thinking about this is that, okay, well, let's just bring an affirmative claim for breach of the warranty of habitability in a small claims court. Your action, your damages will essentially be a percentage of the rent you paid. Yes, I've been paying $1,000 of rent all along because I don't want to withhold rent. We've talked about that. But I should have had to have paid that, right? Because I had no hot water. I had no heat. So instead of that, I should have only had to pay $550. So I'm entitled to get $450 back per month that the issue is outstanding. So that's the idea behind my product. So this looks good on paper. Now, how do we take this off the paper and into the real world, where this will have practical application for a tenant? So this is where the technology comes in, and this is where I've developed what I'm calling the H.A.R.M calculator. And rather than describe it, I think I want to show it to you. And so I'll work through an example of Terry tenant who's been paying rent for $1,000. The issue she has is bed bugs, and the notification date was on January 15th. So we've been dealing with this for about 2.5 months. So I'm going to show you some cutting edge technology here. So you need to be prepared, because we're going to see some cutting edge technology in the form of Microsoft Excel. This is where my working prototype is right now. I've got a working prototype in Excel. The idea is that we want to get this over onto a web-based application. So right now I've pre-populated some simple inputs. So we've got Terry tenant here. Let's just drop in her $1,000 a month rent. She's renting from Larry landlord. Now, what I've done is I've taken as much New York case law as I could find on the breach of the warranty of habitability and the percentage abatement granted for specific issues. And what that means is we can go work with Terry now and figure out the particular issue she's dealing with. Let's say this is an infestation issue. And the particular issue she's facing is bed bugs. And now what you'll notice is this pops up Ludlow Properties versus Young, where there was a 45% abatement of rent. So it takes the guesswork out of, well, what's the discount? And then from there, all you have to do is drop in the date you notified the landlord. So January 15th, we said, 2.5 months has gone by. A reasonable estimate of damages is $1,103. So we've got our ask, what the tenant's going to ask for in small claims court. Let's take it a step further. Let's do better. Let's set the tenant up for success. So right now, this will generate a small claims application, and everything is pre-populated. So all you have to do is print this out, pay your $10 with the court clerk, and you've initiated the lawsuit. From there, we can go over to what I'm calling our trial document. And when I put this together, I was thinking, things move very fast in court. So I want to help organize the tenant's thoughts. And this will kind of summarize the nature of the claim, the issue you're dealing with, the calculation of damages, all on one piece of paper. So the tenant will have it right there in front of him or her. And what I've kind of found is super interesting about this piece of paper is that this paper makes for a great negotiation tactic. We can just print this off and hand it over to opposing counsel or to the landlord. And it says to the landlord, hey, this is serious. I am serious about this, and I've got New York case law on my side. And here's how I'm coming up with my damages. So this isn't just some number I'm making up, but this is real. And as a result of that, we've actually had a couple of test cases where the tenants were able to settle outside of court based on this printout. So I'm excited about this. Right now we have this rolled out in Albany and Rochester. My goal is to get this broad-based all across New York. What we need to do next, though, is I need to get this to a web-based calculator and off Excel, as high-tech as Excel is. And we're excited to see where it goes from there. So thank you for your time. It's been great sharing this with you.